Let's be honest, nobody's dishwasher actually cleans anymore. You load dirty plates, run a 3-hour cycle, and still end up grabbing by hand. How did the machine that used to save time become the one that wastes it? Here's what the appliance industry doesn't want you to figure out. Your dishwasher didn't get worse. It was made worse. On purpose. And it all comes down to a piece of plastic smaller than a quarter. Back in the 1990s, dishwashers weren't just kitchen appliances, they were power tools. If you had one of those old machines, you remember the sound. A deep, steady rush of water, not the weak trickle you get today. These dishwashers pulled in over 14 gallons per cycle, enough to fill a bucket brigade. Water pressure hit 40 to 60 psi, blasting grime off plates with real force. And the heat? Scalding. Those cycles ran at 140 to 160 degrees Fahrenheit. Hot enough to melt cheese off a casserole dish and sterilize baby bottles in a single load. Cleaning wasn't a gamble. It was a guarantee. Independent lab tests from that era, like the ones run by Alex Rivera, a veteran appliance engineer, showed cleaning rates as high as 98%. Consumer Reports called out models that could handle baked-on eggs, sticky oatmeal, even dried lasagna without a second thought. You didn't have to scrape, soak, or pray. You just loaded the rack, pushed a button, and came back to spotless glass. That was the gold standard. Real cleaning, fast, reliable, and effortless. No one worried about saving a few ounces of water. The only thing that mattered was whether your plates came out clean. That's the baseline. The level of performance every new machine should have to beat. But that's not what happened next. In 2012, the Department of Energy drew a hard line. No more than 5 gallons of water per cycle for standard dishwashers, 3.5 for compacts. That's not a suggestion. It's federal law. Manufacturers had to hit that number or their machines couldn't be sold. But here's the trick. Instead of redesigning dishwashers from the ground up, most brands took the shortcut. They installed a tiny plastic or brass disc, an orifice, about the width of a toothpick, right in the water inlet valve. The size? Usually between 0.02 and 0.05 inches across. That's narrower than a coffee stirrer. The effect is simple physics. Water can't rush in. It's throttled down to a dribble, usually half a gallon to 1 gallon per minute. No matter how much pressure you've got at the tap, the spray arms don't blast, they mist. The pump strains to recirculate what little water makes it through. Instead of a flood, you get a sprinkle. This isn't an accident. It's mechanical throttling, built in at the factory, all to make sure the machine passes the government's water use test. Dr. Emily Carter, an expert in appliance efficiency, called it out directly. The orifice plate is there to guarantee the cycle never exceeds the legal cap, regardless of your home's plumbing. The result? Your dishwasher is hamstrung before you even unwrap it. Cleaning power gets sacrificed for a number on a compliance form. The detergent, no matter how good, can't make up for a lack of water. And that's only half the story. Phosphates didn't just disappear, they were forced out. By 2010, state bans swept across the country, and by 2012, every box of dishwasher detergent on the shelf was phosphate-free. Why does that matter? Because phosphates were the muscle in your detergent. They broke up grease, softened hard water, and kept grime from sticking back to your plates. Stephanie Klein, who's spent years testing detergents in the lab, spells it out. Phosphates are the builder. Without them, you're just swirling soap around in dirty water. The fallout was immediate. Consumer Reports scores for new detergents nosedived after the ban. Plates that used to come out spotless started showing streaks and crusty bits. Early phosphate-free formulas couldn't touch baked-on food or hard water stains, no matter how much you ran the cycle. And here's the kicker. This chemical downgrade hit right when dishwashers were already running on less water, less muscle, less water, worse results. The machine can't do its job if the chemistry is missing. 3 hours. That's how long the so-called eco-cycle can run. Long enough to watch a movie, eat dinner, and still come back to a load that isn't clean. Consumer Reports clocked average eco-cycles at just under 3 hours, and real-world swab tests showed a 20 to 30% drop in cleaning compared to older, high-flow machines. The result? More plates with stuck-on food, more rewashes, and a 15% spike in service calls for poor cleaning in the years after these cycles became standard. But here's the twist. This isn't permanent damage. Homeowners fed up with endless rewashing started taking matters into their own hands. Some removed the inlet restrictor, others swapped in a high-flow valve, and a few just drilled out the orifice. The payoff? A restored water draw, sometimes 2 to 4 gallons more per cycle, and a 25% jump in cleaning scores on home tests. Suddenly, dishes came out truly clean, even on a quick cycle. People who tried it report satisfaction, not just relief. The machine they bought finally does the job it promised. The so-called efficiency fix turned out to be reversible. And the proof is in every plate that comes out sparkling on the first try. Your dishwasher wasn't just unlucky, it was sabotaged by design. Efficiency rules win. Clean dishes lose. Until consumers demand real performance, the cycle repeats. Want change? Start by questioning what you're sold.